Have you ever wondered why some people who seem to live their lives in defiance of good values often seem to enjoy long, prosperous lives? It's a question that has puzzled many, but the Bible provides profound insights into this mystery. Let's explore the deeper reasons behind this perplexing reality. The apparent prosperity of those who defy good values is not a new phenomenon. In the Old Testament, the psalmist Asaph wrestles with this very question. In Psalm 73, 3-5, he writes, "For I envied the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. They have no struggles, their bodies are healthy and strong. They are free from common human burdens. They are not plagued by human ills." Asaph's lament reflects the frustration many feel when observing this paradox. However, as the psalm progresses, Asaph gains clarity, realizing that earthly success and prosperity are fleeting. In Psalm 73:17 he states, "Till I entered the sanctuary of God, then I understood their final destiny." From a biblical perspective, the prosperity of those who reject good values is often portrayed as temporary. Ecclesiastes 8:12-13 acknowledges that sinners may commit 100 crimes and still live a long life, but it emphasizes that it will ultimately go better for those who fear God. This temporary success can serve as a test, both for the individuals themselves and for those who observe them. The Apostle Paul, in Romans 2:4, reminds us of God's kindness and patience, noting, "Do you show contempt for the riches of His kindness, forbearance, and patience, not realizing that God's kindness is intended to lead you to repentance?" In other words, the prosperity of the wicked may be an opportunity for them to turn toward God, recognizing His mercy and grace. One key to understanding this paradox is adopting an eternal perspective. While life on earth is finite, the Bible teaches that our ultimate destiny is determined by our relationship with God. Jesus reminds us in Matthew 6:19-20, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal." For believers, this means focusing not on temporary earthly success, but on eternal rewards. The prosperity of those who defy good values may appear enviable in the short term, but their actions have eternal consequences. Conversely, those who remain faithful to God's principles, even in the face of adversity, are promised an eternal inheritance. It's essential to trust in God's ultimate justice. Deuteronomy 32:35 says, "It is mine to avenge, I will repay. In due time their foot will slip. Their day of disaster is near, and their doom rushes upon them." This assurance allows believers to rest in the knowledge that God's justice is perfect, even when it's not immediately apparent. Furthermore, the apparent success of those who defy good values should not discourage us from living according to God's principles. Galatians 6:9 encourages us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Life can often feel unfair. We see instances where wrongdoing seems to go unpunished, while those who live uprightly face challenges and hardships. In moments like these, it's essential to trust in God's ultimate justice and His perfect timing. The Bible offers us words of assurance and encouragement to help us remain steadfast in our faith and actions. In Deuteronomy 32:35, God declares, "It is mine to avenge, I will repay. In due time their foot will slip. Their day of disaster is near, and their doom rushes upon them." This verse serves as a reminder that ultimate justice belongs to God alone. While it may seem like wrongdoing prevails temporarily, God assures us that He will address all injustice in His time. Imagine a court case where the guilty party appears to escape punishment. A believer might struggle, questioning why fairness seems absent. However, this verse teaches us that God's justice, unlike human justice, is flawless and operates beyond our limited perspective. He sees every action, motive, and hidden deed, and His response is always righteous. While trusting in God's justice, believers are also called to remain committed to doing what is right. Galatians 6:9 encourages us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." This verse highlights the importance of endurance and faithfulness, even when immediate results are not visible. Consider the life of a teacher who tirelessly pours knowledge and values into their students, often without seeing immediate signs of impact. Over time, the seeds they planted may grow into strong moral character and success in those students' lives. Similarly, God promises that our faithfulness will bear fruit at the proper time. Take the story of Joseph from the Bible. Sold into slavery by his brothers and wrongfully imprisoned in Egypt, Joseph faced years of apparent injustice. Despite his circumstances, he remained faithful to God and continued to act righteously. In the end, God elevated Joseph to a position of authority, using him to save many lives during a famine. This story exemplifies how God's justice and timing work for the ultimate good of those who trust Him. When we encounter injustice or feel discouraged by the seeming success of the wicked, it's crucial to anchor ourselves in God's promises. We are not responsible for enacting vengeance. That is God's role. Instead, we are called to persevere, trusting that He will bring about justice and reward faithfulness in His perfect timing. Let these verses encourage you to keep doing good, even when it feels unnoticed or unrewarded. Trust that God sees your efforts, and in due time you will experience the fullness of His justice and blessings. The prosperity of those who live contrary to good values is a complex and often perplexing reality. However, the Bible offers profound insights, reminding us that earthly success is fleeting and ultimate justice belongs to God. By focusing on eternal treasures and trusting in God's plan, we can find peace and encouragement to live faithfully, regardless of the seeming success of others. In the end, it is our relationship with God and adherence to His principles that truly matter.